Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. For the new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. For the viewers, thank you for clicking this video. Now, if you're a forex beginner and you stumbled on this video, guys, I want to congratulate you because you literally found the video that will fasten the time it takes you to become profitable. And the reason I say this is because, guys, in this video I will literally break down in 3 steps, in 3 systems, how you can be able to turn this market like this into something very, very simple, and how you can be able to take a simple trade like this, guys, without complicating anything, right? And these 3 concepts is very simple. The first concept, guys, is ICC, essentially the strategy that I use, right? And I'll break everything down very quickly, or very soon actually, right? And then the second thing, guys, is going to be your area of interest, right? This is going to be very essential for you when it comes to understanding where price wants to, make a huge move from. And then the last thing you have to understand, guys, is going to be your pivot point, right? So the PP. If you've watched South Park, you know what I mean, the PP. But basically, guys, these are the 3 concepts you need to understand as a forex beginner, right? To literally take you from being a beginner all the way to being an expert in forex, right? And understanding how the market moves. And guys, I will literally show you guys a demo trade, exactly how I was able to take a trade like this. A simple 1 to 2 risk to reward, and it was actually very, very simple, right? And I'm going to be using my ebook for this, right? So if you want my ebook, guys, make sure you click this link at the bottom of this video and then put in your name and email, and you'll get this ebook. Very easy, right? But guys, let me break down everything from beginning to end, and I'm basically going to use a new chart, right? When it comes to my strategy, guys, I use what is called the ICC concept, and it basically stands for indication, correction, continuation, right? So if I was to zoom in real quick, you're going to see that indication just basically means price showing you where it wants to go, or how high it wants to go. Very simple, right? So you can see price bought all the way up here. Very simple. And then your correction is now price selling back down to your area of interest, right? So see how we are literally using 3-step process, right? The ICC, the area of interest, and then also the pivot point. Boom, right? So now we have checked the ICC, right? And then price comes and tests your area of interest. So now we have checked our area of interest, right? And then guess what happens? We are following the trend. We wait our entry. So because we are following the trend, we understand where the pivot point is, right? And know where price has to break for the trend to change from buys to sells, right? Because right now you need to understand that price is in the uptrend, right? And how you figure out that trend is by understanding the pivot point. So already this has already been checked, and then you wait for your entry, and then boom, price goes your way. It's really that simple, right? So now the next step, guys, is understanding your area of interest. And essentially your area of interest just basically means, where do you see a separation between buyers and sellers, right? So on the left hand side, you can see that price is a little bit confusing, and you can't really tell where you want to take your trade from. But if I showed you on the right hand side to take your trades from these white lines, then you can easily take your trades from here. So you can see, taking simple entries, right? These come from understanding the demarcation between buyers and sellers, right? So this brings me to the chart. So when it comes to understanding how to trade, guys, the first thing you do is going to be your top-down analysis, right? And essentially your top-down analysis just basically means you go into the highest time frame you are watching to see what the overall perspective of the market is. Really that simple, right? Now, to make everything simple, guys, I have literally broken down the time frames into only 2 parts: the daily time frame and the 1-hour time frame, right? So I literally only use 2 time frames to trade. It's really that simple, guys. I'm literally not complicating this for you guys. You feel me? So the first step is to go to the daily time frame and mark your area of interest. And essentially, guys, your area of interest just basically means where you see price breaking and retesting, right? Where do you notice that price has broken and retested a lot of times? Like, what area have you seen? It's really that simple, right? You will notice that price is literally breaking and retesting from one specific area. Boom, something like this, as you can see, right? So you can notice that price is literally retesting on these areas here. So if I change this color to green real quick, you can literally notice, right, that price is retesting this area, price is retesting this area here, this area, this area. So this makes this area here a valid area of interest, right? So with that being said, you can clearly see the first area of interest is going to be this area of interest right here, right? Because price is literally breaking and retesting. Actually, it was going to be this one right here, boom. So price is literally breaking and retesting in this area, boom. And then we color code this to blue, so you can see, boom, right? So in this area here, price is literally breaking and retesting. It retested here, retested here, retested here, right? And then we also have this area right here, boom. As you can see, price has been on that area for like a couple weeks, and then it finally broke out of that area. So this is basically what we have right now. Now we can mark other area of interest, but this is basically where price is. So if we were to mark, let's say, the next area of interest, it would be probably somewhere around here. To be honest, I can probably see somewhere here already. Price has touched that area, right? So we might actually move price like this, but it's because of where price closed. That's why. So if I was to zoom in, you're going to notice that the body, although the wicks touched, you know what I mean, as high as this, is still closed under this area here. So that's why I'm having this area of interest here. And then I can also mark this area of interest right here, boom. So you can see, notice that price retested this wick here, boom, 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 closed right there, and then it sold, right? So this is like the first step. Now the second step, guys, is literally going to the 1 hour time frame to mark your area of interest again, right? So now we are still on our area of interest, right? So we understand that the area of interest is to understand where price shows clear demarcation between buyers and sellers. Very simple. Now, before literally this move happened, right? Before this move happened, I literally had my area of interest right here, boom, as you can see, right? Because this was literally the high, so there was nothing here, which makes price have this valid area of interest right here, boom. And then I color code this to white, and then understand where the pivot point is, right? So when it comes to the pivot point, if you go to this specific page here on my ebook, you're going to see, and when it comes to pivot point, it basically tells you how to change the trend, right? Or when the trend changes, essentially, right? So when you know where the previous low is and price breaks that previous low, then you anticipate a sell downwards. Really that simple. So in this case here, this was the previous low right here. So basically what that means is price literally has to sell all the way down here and close below this body for the trend to be officially sells, right? So basically what that means is, let's say price closes below this, then we can expect a retracement before the sell happens, right? And then same thing happened here, as you can see, right? Notice, just notice this from here, right? If you follow price literally had this as a previous low, it broke it, indicating a change in trend from buys to sells. It did this small sell and then broke this previous high, indicating trend change from what? Sells to buys. And notice how price literally maintained the lows right here, boom, boom, boom. It literally maintained the lows. It then now maintained this low, broke it, indicating a trend change, but then the trend change was now false. So obviously this trend change strategy is not 100%, right? But at least it gives you an insight. So I would say maybe anywhere between 60 all the way to 90%, right? And as you can see, price created a high here, it broke past that high, and guess what? It maintained that low. So it broke past it like this, and then it now came, maintained this low here, and then bought all the way up here. And as you can see, price now came back to this level, and guess what happened? It's now consolidating before it now buys all the way up. Why? Because this is the main low that price needs to break for the trends to change from buys to sells. So even though price did this huge sell, right, it's still, you know what I mean, a buy trend, right? So that means expect buys from specific areas. And in this case here, if you're patient enough, you can see that price came to this area, gave you a double top, and is looking to buy all the way up here, right? So in this case here, I would mark, let's say, this as my area of interest in the 1 hour time frame. So maybe somewhere here, boom, somewhere here like this, right? And the reason I'm saying this is because you can notice that literally price is breaking and retesting in this specific area. Literally, just look at it. Just look. Literally look. It broke, came back, retested, came back, broke, retested, boom. As you can see, right? So this area is very important. So we watch this area too. And then as you can see again, price is now obviously trying to sell or retrace in this area also, as you can see. Boom. So that's basically the third or the, second step when it comes to understanding how to, turn from a beginner to an expert, right? So the ICC concept has already been explained. The area of interest is basically explained and the pivot point is basically explained. All you just need to do is find your entry signal, and essentially your entry signal comes from when price reaches your area of interest. So what does that mean? That means you don't take any trades here, right? You don't take any trades here until price now finally taps your area of interest. So when price now taps your area of interest, you now take your trade. And then when it comes to the specific entry signal, in my ebook, guys, I literally tell you that the specific entry signal that you must use, it's either the false harami breakout or the shooting star pattern, right? And in this case here, price gave you a beautiful shooting star pattern right here. So the first touch, price gave you an entry, boom, right? Stop loss was right below the candle. Price gave you a nice 1 to 3 risk to reward, right? So let's say you're up 3%. Now the second touch here, price came, boom. As you can see, it hit you out and then, hit your stop loss and then went into profit. So here you would have been down 1%. And then literally that same candle now gave you another entry here. So now let's say in this trade, you're literally down 2%, right? Because you got 3 here, you lost 1. So 3 minus 2 is 2. And then in this next trade here, boom, entry right here, stop loss is right there, right? Because under this candle right there. And as you can see, boom, price gave you a nice 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk to reward, right? So you're basically up 4% in just these 3 trades. So you see how easy it is to take trades from here. So all you have to do is literally wait for price to tap your area of interest, right? And then basically understand what the pivot points are, right? Because now we understand now that, the information we have is price literally needs to break below this area here for the trend to change from buys to sells. So if that doesn't happen, then price is still bullish. So in this case here, we expected price to buy up from here. We expected price to buy up from here. Clearly, it looks like a fucking shooting star, right? So that's how we trade. Really that simple, guys. So if you want an in-depth explanation on how to use the ICC strategy, guys, make sure you click this link. And just get the ebook. Very simple, guys. Really that simple. And all you have to do is just put your name and email and then you will get this link. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you guys gained a lot from this. Shout out to these people that are literally reading my book right now. Shout out to them. And I'll see you guys in a different video. Peace.